was watching this thing called Blue Therapy on YouTube with Chioma. I've seen Chioma before. I don't know where I've seen her before, but y'all was telling me she was on BK Chat. Shout out to the Nigerians in the UK. I don't know. I don't know. And even her boyfriend, Paul, is his name Paul? And I was like, they both look really, Paul looks very, very familiar. And so does Chioma, but I don't know, maybe it's from that, but I've never seen BK Chat before. But anyways, honey, they're in a therapy session with Chioma and Paul, and then the other, I can't remember the other couple's name. But I was on Twitter and I saw this clip, and Paul was being called a narcissist, so I wanted to see what they were talking about. He don't seem narcissistic to me. He just seems like the way, and it's funny because they're not even in the United States and it's the same shit. And that's what I said. I was like, I think all men, and I'm saying it here today, all men are socialized the same. And I think, like I've said before, some men lean into the part of how they're socialized where it's you're manipulating situations, you're talking in circles and talking in riddles, you're answering questions with questions, you are unwilling to take accountability, you are unwilling to self-reflect, you don't think that nothing is wrong with anything that you're doing, which is one of the reasons why you don't want to be in therapy, because you don't want anybody to be able to see you for who you truly are and tell you to your face what you're doing to your partner is out of order. That's why a lot of men, they don't want somebody to see, like, you've been socialized to be like this and you're really leaning into it, and as you lean into that socialization, you're not treating your partner well. You're not doing that well. I love that therapist was like, he was like, give me the figures. He was snapping at the therapist. I was like, this nigga is out of control. Her major gripe is that he has stipulations and rules on how she behaves on social media when he met her on social media. And I don't even want to compare it to the strip club analogy, but how does that go? You meet the girl at the strip club, you start dating her, now all of a sudden you don't want her in the strip club anymore. That's how you met her. And this is the same thing with Paul. Paul wants Chioma. He has this image that he wants to portray to his, when he said hi, they don't have, money is not the problem in any of these relationships, honey. I said, yeah, I know that's right. Money is not the problem. It's the lack of emotional intelligence, the immaturity. These are what these people are experiencing. And the men are like really kind of like operating from the same program. And like some people, like I said, all men are socialized the same. I don't think it matters what part of the country you're in. I don't think it matters your race. I don't think it matters your socioeconomic level. I don't think it matters your education. I don't think it matters. I think you're all socialized the same. Some lean into it, some reject it. Some operate from their heart, some operate from their root, some operate from let me take, and not reciprocate anything. And I mean, if you hear the common theme that women are complaining about in their relationships is that they are mattresses and mules and they don't get anything in return. And it's like the same thing. He gets up and walks out. He's cussing at the therapist. He tells the therapist, so based on what you've seen now, what is your success rate? She was like, it's a white lady too. She was like, that's not what we're here for. And he was like, give me some figures. Give me, what is your success rate of the people who have gotten married after they have gone through your therapy? Give me some numbers. He's snapping at the therapist. And Chioma was looking at him like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Are you really sitting up here like she's apologizing for his behavior? Because he doesn't think, and that's another thing. I put it in my phone. That's another thing. This idea, it's like the common theme. He don't want nobody to tell him what to do. He tells this lady, the lady asks him, what does he do for a living? I don't know why that's important. She's just trying to see. She said, I was just trying to see what motivates you. That's what I was trying to see. I'm not trying to. It's like you're trying to create all of these defensive ways to like just avoid the question. It's so manipulative, and it's like, I don't understand. It's like so many women deal with this, and that's what I was telling somebody the other day. It's like, for me and my well-being, I was watching Themis's channel the other day, and he had men, and he had a couple women on there, but he had some men on there, and they were talking about, oh boy, who is, making his way around the internet with this high value conversation. And there was this one guy on there who kind of was funny because he kind of resembled ODB. He was so, when I tell you, he was every stereotypical example of a Black American cisgender heterosexual man that you can demonstrate in a matter of 45 minutes. He did it all. He was aggressive, he was yelling, he was defensive, he was interrupting, he was mad, sounded bitter, just like angry, talking over people. What was crazy was, what I noticed was that he would give the men respect and he told this one woman, this is this man's channel, you don't get to tell anybody what to do. He was talking crazy to a woman, and I was like, she wasn't even, and then she got fly with him too, because I was like, that's what I would have done. She was like something like talking shit like, y'all sensitive, y'all do not operate from a rational mind, y'all operate from an emotional mind half the time, and you want to call it logical because you've been socialized to believe you're the logical creature, and you're not. You're highly emotional. And why are you highly emotional? Because you don't get to demonstrate masculinity in a healthy way. It's very toxic and one-sided and imbalanced. And this guy presented every single thing that you could describe that is based in toxic masculinity. I was like, I don't even understand who can talk to him. And it's like, you ask a question and then you ask a question, and then the question in response is a question demanding that you answer a question that they've posed. Like, I don't have to answer your question, but I'm about to ask you a question and you're going to answer it. It's really crazy. I was like, these men are out of control. And my thing is, you're arguing about the relationships between men and women, and we're seeing a common theme over and over and over again. And then you hear these talks of high value, which I equate to being of high character and integrity. It has nothing to do with your material possessions. That is a nice to have. You can have the material possessions. You can have the material possessions and be someone like Jeffrey Epstein. He got all the money in the world, and look how dangerous and violent that man is. I'm not saying was, because I believe he's still alive. Anyway, you see this common theme, and then you hear this conversation about alpha male. And I was thinking the other day, and I put this in your demonstration of an alpha male. How have you brought order into the space where it seems as if there's a lot of conflict? We understand that not all of you are the same, but a vast majority of the collective are operating from the same template and programming. So if you see that it's causing chaos in your community, as an alpha male, what have you done to bring order to the current state of the Black community regarding how men and women are relating to one another? When you think of an alpha in the animal kingdom, it is not someone who brings chaos and confusion and manipulation. They actually bring peace and order. Yeah. They don't add to, they are agents of order and peace. That's what they are. So this idea of this alpha male, you say, I'm an alpha male, and you're on YouTube yelling at women, talking to women crazy, just like that. That's not, if that is your demonstration of an alpha male, you're wrong. And I'm here to tell you, I have a vagina and you have a penis, and the person with the vagina is telling you you're wrong. I don't give a damn how big your dick is. And just because you feel like you have a penis, like you're this, this person who is always right, who is always correct, who is the rational thinker, who is the logical thinker. And we see time and time again, you have Cynthia G's channel is dedicated, baby, to give you evidence after evidence after evidence of what is going on with black men. And she mostly focuses on American black male behavior. But I'm looking at Blue Therapy and I'm saying these Nigerian brothers is acting the same way. The same way. What's up? And he got up, he said, the lady said something about wasting time. He was like, exactly, that's why I'm getting the fuck up out of here. I was like, oh my God. Okay, you're supposed to be respectful. And just like Chioma told him in the hallway, you're all about appearances. Look how you acting right now on TV. Mr. I'm all about appearance, because he deals with high net worth people. Let me go inside the dispensary, honey. Let me move my car up a little bit. I've been out here running my mouth. I'll be back. But go watch Chioma and Paul, and I don't know the other couple. She's 24 and he's 27. She said, you know, she wants gifts. She wants nice gifts. That's her love language. You know who she was when you met her, and the gifts have slowed down and stopped. She has an issue with the social media behavior too. She says that she thinks it's you're not going to embarrass me in public by leaving comments on other women's pages and stuff like that. She doesn't like that. He got his ass up. He grabbed his bag. He got his ass up out that chair and walked out. And it's so funny because no man wants to go to therapy, because he doesn't want the person to be able to see and say, hey, what you're doing to your partner is out of order. Stop it. And then another thing is, if the woman doesn't have an understanding, because sometimes you be in these relationships and you're in the midst of the tornado of confusion and you don't even realize it until you have to sit across from a mediator to say, this is what's happening. And then boom, 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 all these light bulbs start going off, like, what the? And then you realize, how the hell did I get myself into some shit like this? Honestly, for real. But yeah, back to on Themis's channel, that man, he was so rude. He was so rude and bitter and hostile and aggressive and just yelling and face all in the camera, yelling at the camera. He told that woman to be quiet. Oh no, I was like, this is a mess. And I just don't understand, how do you expect to bring order to this chaos, and y'all are the ones contributing to the chaos? Because there's so many women who are really truly doing the work to make themselves better and really doing the work. But if an entire group of people, the majority of that collective, doesn't think that anything they're doing is wrong, there's no opportunity for self-reflection, and in that, there's no opportunity in self-improvement. You have a group of people who don't see that they're doing anything wrong. When Themis asks, what is wrong with what's his name's message? Nothing's wrong with his message. Nothing's wrong with his message. Are you kidding me? You're going to sit your black ass on the World Wide Web and say there's nothing wrong with applying Eurocentric or these white standards of beauty and apply those to black women, and then tell black women, who are the most educated group of people in the United States, you're going to tell them that their degrees make them masculine? Okay, I'll be right back. The fun stuff we got, just flour, but the fun stuff we got is pineapple, sativa pineapple gummies. All right. Pineapple gummies. The last time I got the cherry gummies, and they were I don't know. They weren't giving me what I needed. And I went back to watch The Circle again, the first episode, so I could see what happened with Tara Alicia. And y'all know, Tara Alicia tried to play Savannah, and it kind of backfired. It backfired on her. It backfired on her. It did. But to some of y'all point in the comments, was Bryant Tara Alicia's like ally? or buddy. I don't think he was. I don't think he was. Teralisha tried to. My thing is, if we in girl gang, this is the thing. If we in a girl gang and we playing in a competition, bitch, the only rule should be is whoever, if it's a woman in the bottom two, we kick out the one who is not the woman. Period. So it didn't matter if Chloe ended up in the bottom. Teralisha wanted to get rid of Trevor. And then Delisa, she got in with Savannah real quick, was like, girl, let's talk. Because, I don't know, maybe she felt like Delisa was not, or Trevor was not, or that Savannah was not feeling Trevor. But they connected, and then Savannah was like, okay, I'm going to save Trevor. And Teralisha didn't want that. She was trying to get rid of Trevor. And because she saved Trevor, now you're mad, and then you're gonna come back in the chat and say that almost as though it wasn't a mutual decision to get rid of Brian. So if it wasn't a mutual decision to get rid of Brian, did you want to get rid of Chloe? Cause see, baby, I would love to play the fucking circle, man. I would love it. And I honestly didn't want a catfish to win, but I'm glad that Delisa won. Like, I'm glad she won though. What was we talking about? Chioma and Paul. Child, go watch that. I posted the first episode to the community page. They're like 30-minute episodes. And then I watched episode 2, and that's when he was cussing at the therapist and snapping at her and doing all of this stuff. I was like, he is so rude. I don't know why y'all be so rude. It's so rude and like unregulated. It's like, regulate yourself, brother. What's wrong with you? What's your problem? Why can't you regulate your emotions? Because you don't think nothing's wrong with them. You think how you are behaving is okay. They're building. What kind of building is this? Anyways, I know I'm talking about everything under the sun. So we're going to see what's going to happen on Real Housewives of Atlanta tonight. I'm so glad that this is the last episode of the season, and we can move on to New York, and New Jersey still going on, but New York just started. I'm going to start reviewing New York from episode 2. Episode 1 was just like whatever, just like kind of catching up and introducing Ebony. So we got it. It's nothing really happening, like kind of catching up with everybody and everything. But and then Beverly Hills is about to start, I believe. No, Potomac. Cause isn't something going on? Y'all, oh my God, I hope it's a rumor about Wendy and Eddie. Oh no, Eddie. It's like you cannot put all your chips in, honey. When it comes to these means, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. When I'm looking at these Nigerian brothers overseas and y'all acting the same way, the only thing that's different is them niggas had money, okay? But the way Chioma was saying is like, they don't really have as much money as the other people, and which I do agree with Paul, because you are the average of the group that you fuck with, right? So your 5 closest friends, you can probably take all of your annual salaries and divide them by the sum of you guys and come up with each of y'all salary. It's probably somebody makes a little more, somebody makes a little less, but if you average them together, you can see y'all ain't hurting for nothing, right? Paul's idea is like, I want to be around my boys. I want to be around these. I'm making business moves, and Chioma's like, you don't need women to make business moves. Oh my God, I thought they was about to get into a car accident. You don't need women to make business moves. You don't need models dancing on y'all to make business moves. And she said she feels like he is. It's all about the perception. He's like a fake it till you make it. I think that's what the episode was called. Fake it till you make it. I have a problem with people being inauthentic. You try to be authentic as possible, but when you have like insecurities, that kind of helps you mask, you kind of perform in those areas where you're not being your true self because you're insecure about whatever it is. And I feel like he wants to be around his business partners, and she's like, but you acting like you got money like them, and you don't have money like them. Like, we got money, but you don't have money like them. And when they're spending money, $10,000 on this and that and bottles and stuff, and come on, you go, and you're spending money, we don't have money like that. And he was like, but do you understand how that's a good thing for me to be around them? Which I do. I agree. Like, you don't want your man to be the one in the group with all the money. You don't want your man to be the one who's paying for everything all of the time. You want him to be amongst equally yoked. All the people he's around, they kind of all rock the same, especially when it comes to money. Like, and that's what I was saying. Like, the guys over there, their problem is more their attitudes and stuff. They're not complaining about the money. Although the little 24-year-old was complaining because she said she wanted this Gucci. Did she say a Gucci bucket hat? She wants this Gucci bucket hat, and that's the next gift he better buy her. And she's like, she's not. She said he's not buying her as much. She said he's not buying her as much gifts as he used to, and she doesn't like that. She was like, I know what I'm used to. And that's another thing. If you know that this girl can pay for trips on her own, her and her friends do these things without men, and you want to come in her life and not be able to provide the same things, that's a no. Absolutely not. You are supposed to come into a person's life and they be able to maintain their lifestyle, and you both can increase it or elevate. You're not supposed to be in a relationship where you are not able to maintain your lifestyle because he can't afford it. Throw him away. Anyways, y'all, I don't know what else we got to talk about. I'm gonna go grab something to eat. I had the boys at the house putting the groceries away. Hopefully they know how to put them away. But yeah, I got to put the groceries away. We'll see how that comes out. This is the first time they're putting all the groceries away. So we'll see. Take care of each other and protect your energy. Peace.